had one bad thing happen in a day? Perhaps you spill coffee on your shirt, or you receive a text that made you feel uneasy, and suddenly the whole day feels ruined. It's almost like everything seems to go wrong. You stub your toe, people seem rude, even the scorching sun feels harder than usual. The frustration builds up, and before you know it, everything starts to go downhill. It's almost like the universe has something against you. The small annoyances pile up, each one confirming your belief that today is just not your day. But then, there are days where one good thing happens. Perhaps a stranger smiles at you, or you receive a text confirming plans with your friends for over the weekend. And suddenly, the world feels brighter. Even if the rest of the day wasn't perfect, that one moment of positivity made everything seem okay. It's almost like the previous bad things that happened earlier don't matter anymore. You begin looking at the world differently. It's almost like the universe is aligning in your favor now. So, what causes these shifts in our mood and in our perception? Why do we allow one negative aspect to completely shift our day? And how does one positive aspect have the ability to completely make our day better? Is it because our lives are really swinging between extremes? Or is there something else at play? This is where confirmation bias comes in. Confirmation bias is our brain's ability to seek out specific information to confirm what we already believe. If we believe that we're having a bad day, our brains begin searching for every single negative aspect to confirm this belief. We'll begin noticing every little disturbance, from the slow traffic, to the feeling of being rushed, to that one comment from a colleague or friend that just didn't sit well. Our brains become fixated on these negative aspects, and we may fail to notice the positives that still may exist. It's as if our perception of the world is tinted, but with a negative filter. On the other hand, when we decide that we're having a good day, our brains shift gears. We begin noticing anything and everything that affirms our good mood. The pleasant sound of birds outside, the lighthearted chatter with our friends, even the traffic turns to a great opportunity to call our loved ones. Even when we encounter small setbacks, they don't define our day, and we find ourselves shrugging them off a lot more easier. Now let me introduce another concept. Selective attention. Selective attention is a cognitive process that allows our brains to highlight specific information while ignoring other details. Let's look at an example. So our brains naturally highlight things that are important to us, reinforcing our current beliefs. When we focus on the positives, the world starts looking more positive. When we focus on the negatives, everything starts to look more overwhelming. Now let me bring in the example that I earlier mentioned. Have you ever looked outside the window of a moving car and decided to count the number of red cars you see? And once you started counting, you begin to realize that there are so much more than you've ever noticed. Or how about when you learn a new word, and suddenly it becomes popping up everywhere, from the books you read to the conversations you have, even your brother was using it the entire time. It's as if the world has been hiding it from you, waiting for you to pay attention. This is the power of selective attention. The things we focus on are the things we notice. But what if we could choose to focus on something else different entirely? What if instead of just focusing on the bad things or even just waiting for good things to happen, we start looking for something more? What if we actively sought moments of growth, joy, or even learning, no matter the situation? What if we train our brains to search for opportunity instead of these red cars and these new words? A year ago on New Year's Eve, I found myself reflecting on my future. I had dreams of attending a great university, making a meaningful difference, and achieving something real in my life. Binge watching university acceptance videos and the insane statistics they had, and just staring at that 3.8% acceptance rate. But then it hit me. I hadn't taken enough action to get there. I realized I had been waiting for the perfect moment to start making my dreams a reality. But that moment never came. My achievements were simply not aligned with my ambitions. And I knew I had to change something. I simply wasn't working the way I needed to towards my goals. Instead of panicking, I decided to shift my mindset. I began to look for every single opportunity I could find. I started joining the netball team, to art competitions, to public speaking, to debate. I tried everything. The list just goes on. At first, I was overwhelmed by the sheer number of opportunities that I had simply just dismissed. But the more I joined, the more I realized that this was the key into unlocking my potential. Then came a moment that tested it all. One day, I had forgotten my English notebook. Inside it, my speech for the very next day, which I was supposed to present. Panic set in. What was I going to do? Instead of just giving up, I grabbed a piece of paper and a pen, and I decided to just write whatever came in my head for the next 20 minutes. It wasn't perfect, but it was mine. My own thoughts, my own words, my own meaning. Then, as I opened the locker the very next day, I saw my English notebook staring back at me. I now had the choice. I could either present the very poorly AI-generated speech that I generated the day before, which was written in my speech, or I could either present the speech that I had written the day before, which was my own speech, my own words, my own thoughts. I chose mine. My speech resonated. That choice changed everything. My teacher noticed. She recommended me to an internal public speaking competition. I decided, you know what, let's do it. That changed everything. Public speaking led me to MUN. MUN led me to debate. Debate led me to my school's debate team. Each opportunity started multiplying to the next, and before I knew it, I was preparing for my second TED Talk. That one decision to change my focus from doubting my capabilities into just focusing on the opportunities around me completely shifted and transformed my path. I realized that opportunity isn't just something that's given to you. It's something you notice. It's the realization that success is not only about the relentless effort, but about noticing the unnoticed. We choose what to focus on. We choose what we want to focus on as well. Beyond the horizon isn't just a place, it's a perspective. It's a realization that success is not only about relentless effort, but about noticing the unnoticed. So the next time you're outside of a moving car, looking at the colors blur past you, remember, you choose what to focus on. You choose what matters. And in that choice lies your future. Thank you.